Welcome back. Riders men's basketball squad got the year off to a rocky start. They lost 10 of their first 11 contests, but have rebounded somewhat, pardon the pun. And as they make ready for the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference tournament, they have certain goals in mind. Tonight's Mercer County Close-Up is with head coach Tommy Dempsey and a couple of players. All right, well, Coach, I know that this season started off a little rockier than usual. You lost, I think, 10 of the first 11, but you've really rebounded. Tell me about how proud you are of the progress the team has made getting the number 5 seed in the MAC tournament.
Well, it's a long year, and I think one of the things that you have to do is hang in there. If we knew we had some talent. Things didn't go our way early in the year. We had a lot of injuries, a couple of suspensions. We played a really tough schedule, and night in and night out, we found ourselves on the short end. But we knew if we could hang together and keep working hard and practice throughout the year that we'd be a good team by the end, and hopefully we are right now.
Yeah. I know that you've been very satisfied with the production and output of Novar, Brandon, and a lot of other players. What do you think are the biggest strengths offensively as you move into the MAC tournament?
Well, we're the second leading scoring team in the league. We're the second best shooting team in the league, and so we can put the ball in the basket. I think that our fate will be determined on the other end. I think the defensive end, if we can defend and rebound, we normally find a way to put up enough points to win if the defense is strong.
Going in as the number 5 seed, it's not technically a seed that's the home team, more or less. I mean, every team plays in the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield, Massachusetts. But you just did play Fairfield, who's the 4th seed. That's the first team you'll be going up against. Having just played them, you know their ins and outs. How do you think that helps you looking forward?
I don't know that it helps either team because both teams have the exact same advantage. So, but both teams are very familiar with each other, having just played a few days ago. But I think it really comes down to there'll be some adjustments. Both teams will make some adjustments. And normally when you get into this venue, it's about two things. It's about guys stepping up and then really taking care of the ball and defending. I think if you can do those things from a technical standpoint, I think it's turnovers and defense. And from an emotional standpoint, it's out those players that have the ability to rise to the occasion.
You mentioned stepping up. I mean, when you folks were 1-10, going back a couple of months, I mean, what was it that you were telling them at that time as far as, you still had half, perhaps the majority of the season ahead of you? What did you really hammer home with them as far as, telling them how to play better and get you folks to where you are now?
Well, we had two choices. I mean, we could stay down on the mat and it was going to be an embarrassing season, or we can get up off the mat and dust ourselves off and try to make something of it. And I just kept telling them that the script is not going to be written until we get to this weekend. So let's just keep building, and we can turn, if we can do things well this weekend and have a special weekend. All that stuff will be long in the memories.
I know that it's been some years since Jason Thompson was here, and, he's obviously doing well in the NBA. You take, I'm sure, having coached here for 6 years now, you take something different from each, Rider Bronx team. What would you say as of right now, what would you say that this team has really brought to the table and made you proud of?
Probably perseverance through adversity. I think that, there's been, last year we were a 23-win team, and things seemed to go our way most the entire year, and then we had a couple of big injuries in the MAC tournament, and that ruined a great season. Now this hasn't been such a great season, but if we can play really well in the MAC tournament, we can kind of flip the script a little bit on what last year was a totally different ending.
Novar, I know that this year one of your highlights has been you made, I think it's all MAC, you got those honors. Talk about this season. I mean, it started off kind of rocky, but you guys rebounded and you got some confidence going into this tournament.
It's a very emotional roller coaster up and down as far as the season goes, but like you said, we were getting it together and we're ready for the MAC tournament.
You are just a few points away and a few rebounds away from, matching up with Ryan and Jason as far as the honors that they won years ago. I mean, is that something you're looking at going to this tournament, or you just want to help the team?
No, that's not in my head. I honestly didn't know until you guys said it. All I want to do is win. This is my last time. This is Jeff's last time. This is Brandon's last time, and we got a good chance. I'm watching tape, and we really got a good chance of winning. We're gonna try everything we can to win.
I did ask Coach, having just played Fairfield, I mean, that might give both you a little bit of an advantage or perhaps a disadvantage. They're fresh in your mind, you're fresh in their minds. Do you think having so recently played them, that can help you as far as, the ins and outs of the games and whatnot?
Yeah, like I was saying in a previous interview I had, we can go back in and watch film and see what we didn't do right and just correct those mistakes and come out and execute. And Mac Tourman's played at a different level. So everyone has to take it up a notch.
Bill Laimbeer, who's, longtime NBA great, coached in the WNBA for a number of years, he used to talk about how, as many have talked about, how what happens in the regular season has nothing to do with the postseason. Everyone's on the same travel schedule. I know in the pros there are no back-to-back games. But looking at the postseason, do you think because everyone's kind of on the same page, that'll help you guys moving forward because you've had a stronger second half of the season, whatnot?
Yeah, most definitely. I think that we had a better ending to how we started, and I was taught it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And then the way we ended going into the tournament with momentum, that played a big part in our confidence right now.
All right, well, Brandon, I mean, you having been a senior, I know that you've been here for a number of Ryder Bronx campaigns. You've managed to make second-team All-MAC. Talk about that honor and, looking towards the MAC tournament. It must mean a lot to you.
Yeah, it's a great honor. I'm glad that they selected me on the team. And it's been a long year. Been a lot of ups and downs. So, but thankfully we got into a little bit of rhythm heading into the MAC tournament. So hopefully that carry over.
You being a senior, I know that all of you seniors, you take something different from each one of these teams. I mean, what do you think, looking back at this season, even though the tournament's ahead of you, what do you think you take from this year most of all?
Just got to stay patient, stay confident, and got to believe. Even though we got off to the bad start we did, just got to keep believing, thinking you can win, going into every game like you're going to win.
That'll do it for us on WZBN News for this Wednesday. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back with you Thursday at 7:30 p.m. with all the day's news, weather, sports, and more. Until then, I'm Mark Fontes. Have a great night.